Does the Bible teach that the earth is flat?
No, I don't think it does. I think you have a language of perspective that goes on within the ancient world in terms of like talking about the four corners of the world or the four principal winds or the pillars that uphold the earth or God using the earth as a footstool. I don't think because we're operating with phenomenological language that then means we have to take a hyper literalistic interpretation. In the same way, that if you, Michael, prior to the program, were telling me about amazing sunrise you saw and how beautiful it was, I wouldn't go, "Are you kidding me, Michael? You're an idiot. The sun does not
It
rise.
doesn't
The
rise.
the,
What are
the
you talking
earth
about?
is going around the sun. The sun isn't going around the. Are you an idiot? Don't you know it? Are you a heliocentrist or what's going on? Come on. We use phenomenological language to describe things, and I think scripture in particular is largely it's an looking from the earth up to God in terms of understanding. That doesn't negate that it is divinely inspired. But you look at something, here's a good way of putting it. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are looking at who Jesus is from the earth up. And they're emphasizing certain things, which
Yeah.
are emphasizing his humanity. John is looking from heaven down. And that's why he starts with, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and talks about the Logos being, the creator of all things, and nothing that has been made was not made without him. And so, but we have parts of scripture that are looking from the ground up. And that doesn't compromise its inspiration, but it does mean that it's using language that we understand within our human context, whether that's the ancient Near East or it's Greco-Roman antiquity, or, how we often talk about things like sunrises or sunsets today. That doesn't mean we're making a statement about cosmology when we're talking about a sunrise.
Right,
So I
right.
think we need to be clear what is being said and communicated, because some things are prescriptive in that they tell us what to do. Some things are descriptive in that they're telling us what is happening. And some things are emotive. The Psalms and Proverbs are communicating something that is not necessarily meant to be, the same thing as Leviticus or the same thing as First and Second Kings. So it's a matter of really understanding the genre and then extrapolating that in a way that makes sense of ancient literature that is being written by ancients, but though it is not written to us, it is written for us. And so
Sure.
understanding who it is written to allows us to be able to understand us today and apply it to our lives.
There's a good line from Cardinal Baronius on the topic of geocentrism and heliocentrism, which is that the scripture tells us how to get to heaven, not
Right?
necessarily how the heavens go. Even there was one time a guy came up to me and said, Michael, you really like Dante. And I said, I do really like Dante. And he says, well, do you accept Dante's cosmology? And I said, well,
Hmm.
you'll have to be a little more specific. What do you mean by Dante's cosmology? He says, well, do you believe the earth is flat? I thought, wait a second. Not only, I think, are you misreading the Bible here, you're misreading Dante, because Dante understands the earth as a sphere. And in Dante's cosmology, Satan falls, goes through the earth, and it causes Mount Purgatory to emerge on the other side. So even if you're taking it on like a beautiful medieval poem, uh, most people have known for a very long, since antiquity, that the world is round.